What is going on, everyone? Trust the Buzz here. If you're new to the channel, I make Charlotte Hornets content. So if that interests you, make sure you go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below. If you cannot tell by the thumbnail title of this video, LaMelo Ball is back on this channel. So far this season, I've been very critical of LaMelo Ball. I've been critical of his shot selection. I've been critical of just the timing of how he's just kind of running the offense. And honestly, I've said it time and time again. His skill set, his like that isn't what bothers me. It's just we're in year 4. He was taking shots early in the shot clock when the team is down a significant amount. I don't know if, maybe he feels the pressure because, right now Terry's hurt, Miles Bridges isn't there. PJ, that's not really what he's doing now. Is not typically his game, and how reliable really has Gordon Hayward been the last few years. So maybe LaMelo Ball feels like a lot of that just falls on him. I don't know, but from what I saw on film, on tape, it just seemed that he was just rushing it. And especially considering he wasn't at his healthiest, it wasn't that I had a problem with him continuing to shoot. It was that part of the reason you're kind of not feeling right, part of the reason you're not hitting your shot is mainly because you are coming off injury. You just got cleared early October. So it is going to take some time. So I just felt like he was kind of forcing it, knowing that part of the reason he was struggling was injury, which is something that, it takes time. There, you can't will yourself back, not in that type of situation. But these last 3 games, he has been the complete opposite of what he was like the first, what are we, 3-5? So the first 5 games. And I mean, he's hitting stride at the right time because we only got 2 more games left till Miles Bridges comes back. It seems as though, I don't know if Terry's playing Sunday, but it seems as though he will be back soon. Mark Williams has been outstanding, but in these last 3 games, LaMelo Ball is shooting basically 52% from the field, 44% from 3, and 79% from the free throw line, which, as shooting percentages go, I'm pretty sure his free throw will come around. He's one of the better free throw shooters, if not the best free throw shooter on the team. But he's also averaging 30 points, 8 assists, and 7 rebounds. I'm telling you, LaMelo Ball is really doing it all. He's turning over the ball a little much and fouling a little much, but we know that that's just something he does. Obviously, you're going to be the point guard with no other point guard really to kind of take that workload off you. You are going to turn over the ball a lot, and then we do actually need him to work on his fouling. Also, another reason we need to work on his fouling is because Brandon Miller continues to find himself in foul trouble, and it's not bad. Nothing he's doing is like that was a dumb foul. Because sometimes I had that sentiment with LaMelo is that was a dumb foul. Like someone gets past him, he just fouls instead of kind of funneling them to Mark and whatever the case may be. He just turns around, tries to reach for it, and fouls. Brandon Miller, at least from what I've seen and what I observed, he doesn't make those type of fouls. It's just more so he just gets caught in the wrong place. So even though this video is not about Brandon Miller, a video about Brandon Miller will be coming because I want to do a real breakdown on it, because if you look at the stats, it hasn't been really the best as far as like what you're looking at on paper. But if you watch the game, Brandon Miller is excelling at expectations in my opinion. But as far as LaMelo Ball, I think he's kind of really finding his stride. I said in the podcast maybe a couple days ago, what I don't remember is that because there was a podcast I recorded and I just never uploaded it. I thought I did and I just never did. So if you're hearing this for the first time, I'm sorry. But basically what I was saying is that a couple of days ago, I think after the Rockets game, Gordon Hayward came out with a statement essentially saying, we need LaMelo Ball to kind of continue to get shots open for other guys. So, play make a little bit, then the offense will come. And a lot of people took that as they're telling LaMelo Ball to not shoot. And I didn't take it that way. I think Gordon Hayward's a smart NBA player. I don't think that's what he was saying at all. I think he was saying that once you get in a groove of setting everybody up, it's going to make the offense a lot easier for you. Obviously, he just didn't just say the long version of that. But I think if we think basketball, and I don't know Gordon Hayward's intentions, and I don't even want to get into that because that's not what his channel is about. That's not trying to understand if this guy has other I forgot the word for it, but just he has ulterior motives. No, that's not what his channel is about. I really think that he was telling LaMelo Ball, look, your shot's not hitting. You are taking difficult shots. They are swarming you. If you allow other people to kind of get in the game, if you allow other people to continue to work, and Gordon Hayward, talking about him, PJ, Mark, all those guys, we continue to hit those shots, it's going to make it a lot easier for you to get into your groove. And then you really will be able to get off some shots to kind of get some strength in your legs and whatnot, as far as you just being able to come back. And I think that's exactly what happened, as we saw in the last 3 games against the Mavericks, the Pacers, And no, the Mavericks, Mavericks. Oh my God! In two games versus the Wizards, I kept trying to throw the Pacers game in there, even though he did hit some big shots in the fourth quarter there. But overall, as far as just like the game itself, he's really been very impactful these last three games. And then of course in the fourth quarter, he's just been going nuclear. Like that's his quarter. LaMelo Ball has been clutch these last three games in the fourth quarter. So I think he's doing what he needs to do. And he's doing it in a lot of ways. Mainly, he's attacking the basket. That's huge for him. Right now, he's taking 9 threes a game, but 12 shots, 12 additional shots to that. So that's 12 shots within the paint. Most of those are at the basket. I think he's just doing an exceptional job of trying to get into the rim. We always knew he had the ability to get to the rim, but he was kind of settling for that floater a little bit. There was other times where he would kind of stop and maybe pull up for a little mid range, but this time, like from what I've seen, even before he started hitting, he's really attacking the basket. He's really going up strong. I'm seeing him take contact and able to still put the ball in the cup. So LaMelo Ball has been tremendous in that. I've seen him play well off ball. I think there was a play where Mark Williams did an excellent over the head pass to LaMelo in the corner, and he was able to hit that last night. So these other guys need to because I've always said this, and people always think I'm saying LaMelo should not be the point guard or whatever, which I don't understand where they're getting that from. But once again, LaMelo is an excellent catch and shoot player. Excellent catch and shoot player. I think we should take more advantage of that. It's hard when Terry's out. Gordon can kind of make a little bit. Mark Williams, I do think, is an underrated passer, but at the end of the day, he's a center. And by underrated passer, we're not talking Jokic. You know what I mean? Jokic is a good passer. I don't care what position you want to put him at. Mark Williams is not. He's just an underrated passer for center. And that is not enough to get LaMelo Ball those type of looks. Miles Bridges, I think, is a pretty good passer as well. So that might help with the collective of those guys. But we still kind of need someone to kind of run with LaMelo to get him open on those type of shots at the point guard position. It doesn't have to be a point guard. It just has to be someone that can ball handle a little bit to find the open guy. Because I think if we're able to set LaMelo on some plays where he's just running around, he's the one getting the screens and he's trying to move off ball, I think that would really, really open up his game, especially when with the switches that can come with that. And then now you don't know whether or not he's going to step back for the three or attack the rim, because like I said, he's been so much better at attacking the rim this year. Overall, I think LaMelo is getting into his groove. Now, it is only 3 games compared to 5 games where he just did not play well, in my opinion, offensively, shooting wise. That's really all I was concerned about. So 100%, we need to see more. We need to see a bigger sample size. These next 2 games will be big games because I think the Knicks are a pretty good defensive team, and the Heat are always going to be the Heat. Whoever they're missing, Jimmy Butler or not, because I know he's missing today as I'm recording this for personal problems. I don't know what's going on. I just say personal because I don't know if that's a way for them saying, we're resting him or what. But he's not playing against the Hawks today, so I don't know if he'll be able to play Tuesday. We'll see. But those are going to be 2 tough games. And so LaMelo's going to have to be able to create in different ways, whether that is ISO, whether that is moving off the ball. But like I said, I really would like to see that, off the ball action a little more, not to take the ball in his hands, but there's so much he can do off the ball. You know what I mean? Like I said, get open, drive, shoot, pass. Like there's so many options that he has, and I think it'll open it up for him if we have someone that is competent enough that they also are a little dangerous with the ball in their hand. So having that kind of dynamic duo, I think it would work out. It's just not really working with Terry when he is healthy, because he's not the world's great. He's not a pass first person, and he's really not looking to pass, and that's not his fault. He's not supposed to be a backup guard in the sense we're using him. He's supposed to be a shooting guard, so it does kind of mess things up a little bit, but. Once again, I think LaMelo's doing an exceptional job. I know last night there were some blunders on defense, but once again, I just keep saying this. I really feel like his defensive issue, the biggest issue to me is that he watches the ball. I'm telling you, time and time again, watch LaMelo. Getting in front of people really isn't that bad. He does a pretty good job of playing it. His angles aren't the best, but he does a pretty good job of somewhat staying in front of someone. I think if he understands angles a little better, he would be even better. And not to exonerate him from any defensive effort, but also I don't look for LaMelo Ball to be our perimeter guy. That's why you have guys around him. You're supposed to have guys around him to kind of fix that, because if he's the best player in what he does offensively, fine, it'll make up, for the lack of on defense. We just don't have the surrounding cast around him to be able to provide that. Once again, still needs to put on effort on defense, still needs to learn how to play angles a little better on defense, but I'm not really too concerned about it because it's not like he's a traffic cone. He is a little better. He has gotten a little better in my opinion. Actually, a lot better in my opinion. It's as far as skill, but as far as just like what he's going through mentally, it's a lot of ball watching. I'm telling you, it's a lot of ball watching and not really fighting through the screens. That's another thing. But those are things that can be fixed. That's why I'm just not too concerned, especially considering our team isn't really quite where we want it to be. It's a mosh posh of different kind of players right now. We have guys that can do a little bit of everything, but don't really have a significant role or don't have a position and they really see themselves. Not position as in guard, forward, center, but a position as in, okay, this is our hard-nosed guy. He's going to be the guy to take all the fouls. He's going to be the guy to just hustle, get all the rebounds and whatnot. Okay, this is our catch and shoot. This is our we don't really have that quite yet. Those roles kind of defined as the team is still growing. But I think once that happens, then we can really start working on, getting LaMelo right defensively because he will have other pieces around him that kind of make up for what he lacks for. And that's the whole point of a team. If LaMelo is going to be the source of offense, if he's going to be the system, to use James Harden's words from a couple of days ago, if LaMelo Ball is going to be our offensive system, then we need guys around him to kind of do the other stuff. And I know some people may not like it, but that's the reality of it. What he does offensively, it just, to me, well makes up for what may happen defensively. It just doesn't help that Terry Rozier is your other defender, and Brandon Miller has been doing an exceptional job defending, but Terry Rozier, Gordon Hayward, those type of guys are not the type of players to really back that up. So overall, like I said, it's only been 3 games compared to 5. But as far as a trend, he's definitely trending upward. I think he's doing a lot to kind of help this team, whether it's playmaking, shooting, whatever the case may be. These last 3 games, the shooting has taken a jump. And the playmaking has kind of came down a little bit, but by a little bit, I mean, as I said earlier, he averages 8.8 assists in the 3 games that he's been going off as far as shooting. So I think it's all coming together. I think the shot selection has improved. I know I said that was a big thing. The shot selection has also improved. I don't think he takes as many crazy wild shots, at least in the timing. He's always going to take crazy wild shots. That's just what he does. Most of the time he makes it. My issue was just when and how he was taking them, because like I said, we're down to a minute left and we have 20 seconds on the shot clock and he just chucks it up. That's my problem. That was my issue, but I think he has improved on that right now. And then sometimes when he misses, it's just the shot's not hitting. It's not that it's a shot that he doesn't take or a shot that it's an ill-advised shot. I mean, if you want to be completely honest, by definition, all his shots are ill-advised shot. We're just in that phase in the NBA where people make that, and then specifically for him, that's the shot. That's his shot. So, like I said, I think he's back. I really do. But I would like to see what he does against the Knicks and Heat. These upcoming 2 games are going to be big just because of the fact that those are 2 really good defensive teams that guard the perimeter very well. So LaMelo Ball has a size advantage against all their guards, really, against Jalen Brunson, against Kyle Lowry, even though those may not be the guys to guard him. I don't know. We'll see. But as far as just like ideal matchup, I think LaMelo Ball has what it takes offensively to be able to kind of work around that and still have themselves big games. But the way those teams scheme up their defense as a team, it's going to make it difficult. So it's going to be very interesting to see how Steve Clifford kind of uses LaMelo in these games. I think Steve Clifford is an excellent X and O's coach. There's just other issues I have with him. But as far as like basketball game planning, I think he's really good at it. I think he's great at it. I think the shortcomings of our team kind of diminish that a little bit, but overall, I think he's a pretty good basketball logic, basketball knowledge coach. But anyway, that's it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know if there's any types of videos you want to see. I'm kind of going to do a Brandon Miller breakdown and a Mark Williams breakdown as well, because those 2 guys have just been, catching my eye, and I'm really proud of them because they're doing a lot of things that we needed for this team for years, really, and they've done a great job. Brandon Miller locked up Jordan Poole basically back-to-back games. And I'm very glad that, we kind of got that effort from him because his shot is not falling, but I'm telling you, like the defense I see, him being put on the other team's best player at times and locking him up. Like he made Luka have a bad game. He made Jordan Poole had 2 bad games in a row. Brandon Miller really defensively is a menace. So shouts out to Brandon Miller, even though this is the LaMelo Ball video. But once again, thank you so much for watching. Look out for the podcast. A podcast episode will probably drop Monday because I got to go on a work trip. So podcast episode will probably be, I might yeah. So podcast episode will be out around that time. And then I'll also be trying to do some other content because, like I said, I'll be gone. So you'll hear from me if you follow me on Twitter at TrustBuzz. But as far as videos, it may not be as plentiful as you want. But a lot of videos are coming. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.